Okay, here's what I wanted to show you about the windshield. It's the glass is starting to milk a little all the way around it. I think that's because it's the original glass, and over time water has probably gotten down in there. You can see that it needs a windshield wiper on the passenger side. It does have side view mirrors, but as you can see, the condition in particular of the driver's side view mirror is not great on the front or on the back, so I highly recommend that you might want to consider replacing those. It does have the grill. The grill is in the garage right now, but there is a grill that goes on the front of it. In terms of any additional exterior issues, I will say that the one thing that I wanted to bring to your attention in the video is that apparently somebody tried to either re-fiberglass or repaint the side panel. So it's not broken or damaged, it just doesn't look great. We have never opened this compartment. I have no idea what is in it. I will get underneath in a minute and do some photographs of the underside of it. I'm just walking around now to kind of give you more of an idea of the condition of the body. The tires are Michelin's. I don't see the date on them. I don't see the date on them, so I can't really help you with respect to whether or not they have dry rot or not. There is an awning. We have plans to replace the awning when the weather cooperates. It's actually nice today, but there's nobody here to fix it. I'm going to walk around the back here and show you a little bit about the back of it. There's some rust right there on the underside of it. It has all the original tanks, and considering its age, I'm not surprised that it does have some rust. It does have a trailer hitch. I do think the wiring probably needs to be redone to make that trailer hitch operational. I know that the turn signals do not work at the moment. I'm not sure if they need new bulbs or whether or not it needs some new wiring. There was along here someplace one tiny tear in the fiberglass. I'm not really seeing it right now, unfortunately. Here are your freshwater tank and I'm sorry, excuse me, your blackwater tank. The freshwater tank is underneath the bed. This is the furnace. It's an old Coleman, and it doesn't work. The furnace will need to be replaced, and so will the flooring underneath the furnace. I'm not quite sure why it's so soft, but it is. That is probably the little tear that I was talking about in the fiberglass. Again, I don't know anything about these compartments. We've never actually been in them. One of the other things on this is that all of the windows need to have the rubber seal replaced. That's not insurmountable. It's something that we meant to do. We just didn't get around to it. What happens is that as that rubber dries out, it pulls away from the glass. That's something that can be easily addressed, and if we need to do that for you, we can. That is not a problem. One of the other things I wanted to talk about on this is it does have two air conditioning units. They both work. The one on the back might need a new capacitor at some point. The other thing I wanted to show you is that when we first bought this, all those running lights up there were gone. So we put all new running lights, covers, excuse me, not lights. All of the lights need to be replaced. The bulbs need to be replaced. We just never got around to doing that. We wanted to get those on there to keep all the leaks from occurring inside the RV. So a couple of things that we did on the inside, and I'm sending you individual pictures of this as well. And you'll excuse the blanket on the floor. We wanted to make sure to keep the carpet fresh. It's all new carpet. We also have a new faucet that's going to be going in. That's going to be part of what we're going to do. The seats have all been cleaned. I use a steam cleaner to clean them. I believe that these are seat covers. I think the original seats are somewhere underneath there. All new curtains. The dashboard, as you can see, is not very exciting. These vents have been drying out, so that's not good. It's my understanding that the gas gauge may not work. I don't know, quite honestly, which of these levers work and which don't. There's an 8-track tape deck, and there's also a cassette deck. I don't know if either one of them works. I've never tried. It's kind of strange. I'd lift this up here to show you. Underneath this foot pedal is actually, there's a hole cut in the floor to put brake fluid in. The brake fluid container is right underneath the floorboard, and the only way to get to it was to cut a hole in it. The side panel next to the driver's unit has got some water damage, and honestly, and I'll go at this from another direction, I did not replace that because it seemed to me not to be devastating to the operation of the RV, and also I didn't really want to tear it apart with that vent over there if I could help it. Everything else in here, as you can see, new upholstery on the banquet seats. Unfortunately, one of the banquet seats, I think it's this one right here, this one has got a wanky lever in it. So even though it is supposed to open to make out into a seat, into a bed, it does not. We were never able to find the part that would make that work. There is the other banquet seat. And the dishes, not that this has anything to do with anything, the dishes actually come with, this is atomic ware, which I thought was sort of appropriate. The Elvis on velvet also comes with it. This is the new ceiling. I've been asked about what kind of a new ceiling we put in this. This is the new ceiling. We only put it in halfway. The second half of the ceiling was not in the bad shape that the original ceiling was in. Somebody got the bright idea to put paneling in, and that paneling got soaked by water. We also redid the cupboards. We had to make a new cupboard drawer. I did not go to enormous lengths to make this perfect. I designed this to be camped in, not to be babied, but all of the original cabinetry is there. All the original handles are there. This is a replacement lamp, although that it is the exact same kind of lamp that was in here originally. All new curtains. One of the other things that you might want to be aware of is that they did put in a 3-way refrigerator. They did not do a great job of it. I have debated endlessly about how to handle that, if I wanted to take that panel out or cover it up with something or do something artistic on it, and I just never got around to it. This is the little refrigerator. As you can see, it is not huge. It does work. It works on gas and electric. We have not tested the stove to find out whether or not the stove works, but it does still have the original Bakelite knobs. This is something else you might want to be aware of. There was some water damage behind the stove. I also kept debating back and forth about what to do about that. I think in a perfect world it should probably have diamond plate or some sort of stainless steel. The cupboards are all clean. It does need to have the seat belts replaced, which is part of what we're going to do. We just haven't ordered them yet. There is the complete owner's manual, so it's got all of the original information in it. Our whole idea was to try to keep this all as original as possible. The bed, when you lift the bed up, you can see the freshwater tank, the water pump, and the water heater. They are all original as far as we can tell. There are curtain windows for the back. I just have to finish them. Those will be in there as well. All of this stuff does come with it. I would say this is probably a little bit larger than a full twin-size bed, but not quite as large as a full-size bed. There's storage over here as well. And again, everything has been cleaned out and cleaned up. All of these lights are the original lights as far as we can tell. They all work. They all have bulbs in them. This was a replacement. The bullet shade that was in here before was really beaten up, and I could never find another one that matched it. So I think that's probably about as comprehensive as I can get, considering that I've been talking for about 10 minutes to show you around. The engine compartment is under here, just so you know. I'm going to send photographs of that as well, and I'm also going to go ahead and take some pictures of the undercarriage now. So that's it for now. I'll send this as soon as I get it processed.